Welcome to the Sparky Coach Pod. Crowie, Cam, also known as Intro Lord.
Also known as Vanilla Slice, baby. Slice, baby.
That's it. Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah.
Mix it with a meat pie, get the combo. It's good. But anyway.
Do you ever dabble in the slice before, like a pre-slice pie?
No, I've never done that.
Nah,
this is back in my heyday too. Like, I think a lot of people are getting misconceptions that
if Raquel's listening, he never or rarely has vanilla slices.
Now, used to all the time, smashed it. But I think you're just generally fitter, better off, just more active, I think. Anyway, crawling through that ceiling in 40-degree heat, going for a swim beforehand, smashing a gym session in the afternoon, touch footy in the evening. That vanilla slice hardly touches the side.
There was a time I was playing OzTag like 4 or 5 nights a week.
You were in a weapon.
Yeah, I was pretty fast, to be honest.
Too.
Yeah, like a gazelle.
The good old days. Anyway, no point looking in the rear view mirror because we should be looking what's in front of us. And what's in front of most businesses is a young, eager apprentice. And what we want to have a chat about today is that young, eager apprentice also has, I guess, feelings as well as opinions, as well as, I guess, an ability to have be affected or be impressionable as well. And so what we want to chat about around that is the young apprentice and being kind to the apprentice.
Yeah, you've got a little motto you share with the kids pretty regularly.
Yeah, so
not the apprentice kids. I mean, your actual
my
kids.
Own kids that manners are free and it costs nothing to be kind. Or so yeah, along those lines.
Yeah, interesting. So just talking about with apprentices, first and foremost to your apprentices, I just think the overarching rule is they don't have to be a good fit. That's why the 3-month probation is so important. You see too many people get stuck thinking they've got to get married when they're just dating. Not saying you're dating your apprentices. I'm just saying you're trialing to see if it's going to be something you want to pursue in the future. That could have been taken dramatically out of context and could be still taken dramatically out of context. But what I'm saying...
Maybe you marry your apprentice because you're an employee.
If someone's got a story, can you just let us know?
Oh, yeah, I will. Yeah, someone shout out in the comments.
Shout out give us a shout on Insta.
Yeah, Insta. Yeah, get on the
happily
socials.
Married.
Yeah, or if you met your partner at work.
Yeah, we got married in a roof space.
Yeah.
We both had knee pads on. It was legit.
Honeymooned in a framed house with just the roof on only, ready for roughing.
Yeah. First night we slept in some yellow insulation. Wasn't even itchy.
Wasn't that?
I'm not itchy. You're itchy. Okay, what are we talking? Oh yeah, so first and foremost, doesn't have to work out. That's why it's so important for the 3-month probation, right? Secondly, coming into the apprentices, they are people too. They are not a commodity to be exchanged or someone you can yell at. If you're yelling, you need to just check yourself before you rickety wreck yourself. No one likes anyone yelling. Or if you're consistently putting the hard pressure on, hey, we've got to be out of this job in a day. We've got to get going. I've got to get to Betty's house. I've got to get to this roughing tomorrow. If you're consistently under pressure, your quoting is probably the issue, not the apprentice's speed. If you're consistently taking something out on the apprentice, I think that's incorrect, right?
Yes.
But if the apprentice is really frustrating you, how about a performance review to let them know how they're doing? How about a conversation that's like not around the issue, that's straight to the issue?
Get some feedback from your tradies to find out, hey, how's Jimmy? What's going on? And the next thing you learn that Jimmy just split up with his girlfriend and he's going through a rough time because it's his first love, first breakup.
Don't never love anyone else the same as that.
He will get back on that horse and he just needs a pep talk.
He needs a pep talk. Yeah.
It's all good. But continue.
What would you say? Okay. Jimmy just breaks up with his girlfriend. He's looking heartbroken.
Yeah.
What are you saying to Jimmy?
Plenty of fish in the sea, mate. Let's hit Cavalab Friday night.
I'd give him that killer song.
Yeah.
She was just another girl, just another girl.
But in all seriousness,
or another boy, hearing incredible things about female apprentices.
Yeah.
And, if you're swinging boy to boy, that's fantastic too. We are for you. We are in the Rainbow region up here and we love everything. So it's all good.
No, it doesn't matter.
Be yourself.
So that's one like one scenario that can occur, but how you combat it and chat to them and talk about it. But my sort of thought around it all, and like I've been by no means perfect, because I think it's learned behavior sort of thing. So like when I came through the ranks, like if you didn't get yelled at, or like if the boss didn't just like fly off the wheel to get the point across that he was unhappy. I don't know
legit used to be clipped over the head.
So you were physically assaulted.
Like we used to climb in a roof space. Like you'd be like I got clipped over the head many times. And I remember trying to climb in roof spaces, and there was a bit of stray conduit just trying to find your, private parts.
Oh wow!
pretty regularly.
Tap tap.
Nah, a bit of a jabby. Like it was actually hectic.
That's
looking back
hectic.
at it, it wasn't that funny.
It's almost like a hazing process.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds weird to talk about, actually.
No, it's different. And look, let's be honest. Like times have changed, but like across every workplace.
Wait, just wait. If time hasn't changed in your business, maybe it needs to, right?
Maybe it needs to. So, and like I was saying, like, I'm by no means perfect and haven't been to particular people I've worked with over time, and they just learned behaviors that you have, and you're like, well, that's just the way to do it. And you often walk away and learn more from making the mistake than you do from successes. And like the footy analogy is that you always learn more from your losses than you do from your wins. And around this is that just have a think about when someone has acted in a way to you is sort of like a dickhead behavior sort of thing, or they yelled at you, or they spoke to you like you were probably the dumbest person that they've ever come across. How did it make you feel, sort of thing? And like I can honestly say, like when I've had people yell at me and things like that, you almost like glaze over, sort of thing. So just have a think about it. If that's the way you're speaking to someone, how are they responding to it? So like generally speaking, they could be just shutting down. They could just be glazing over. They could be missing the point entirely because all they hear is rah, 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 you an idiot, as opposed to, hey, mate, that's the 10th 413 in a row that you've done incorrectly. What's going on, sort of thing.
Yeah, and you're talking about, you don't know people's backgrounds, upbringing, what it was like. So yelling can actually be a real trigger for people to completely shut down and step out. As can, I just think say what you mean what you say, don't say it mean. So say what you mean what you say, and don't say it mean. If you can live by that philosophy, and, you're by no means perfect, I'm by no means perfect. But if you can get better and if you can learn, that's sort of what you want to do. But I remember it was really important for me that the apprentices, because these are future tradies. And as much as like they're seeing if they want to stay with you, my goal with apprentices was always like, if they can stay for 5 years after they finish, that's what we want. Because someone's been raised up on your value system. They know your clients, they know the roof spaces, they know how to access things, they've got people's phone numbers. So they're coming through and they're an asset to your business. They're not a liability, they're an asset. And in a world where you can't buy tradies, or you can buy tradies, but in a world they're hard to find. You can't go to Woolworths off the shelf. The tradies aren't everywhere at the moment. So if you can raise some apprentices up, they can be fantastic for your cost operations, splitting the load, but they can also be fantastic for future tradies. Yeah, and that's what you're sort of after in your company. But I remember feedback, like clients would come and pull me aside and be like, oh, I never really see people talk to apprentices well. And I didn't even know I was sort of doing it. It was just sort of like second nature. And I had my moments here and there, but like generally speaking, we were pretty good. But I also want to talk about other people's apprentices and how you treat them. Because one thing you can miss as I think I missed this early on. I didn't see it till later. But the builder's first or second year apprentice, or the plumber's second year apprentice, like they've got dreams. They've got aspirations, they've got hopes. They might want to start their own business. And when they do, who are they going to use?
Ghostbusters.
Who are you going to call? CRM Electrical.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So you're building a relationship.
You're building a relationship, and people want to use good people, and people want to partner with good people, and people want to be around good people. And no one wants to be around the Grinch. So don't underestimate being kind to other people's apprentices and helping them out when you see them, using a hammer drill with their foot.
Yeah.
Or like using some tool incorrectly.
Or being considerate to an aspect of the electrical installation and just educate them around why it's probably not a good idea to do this. Or, hey...
Yeah, when you speedboard through my cable, that was highly undesirable.
Wasn't what I was after. One thing I think we work very closely...
We're going to have to rerun that now. Do you understand what that's going to cost me? My business cost me $40 an hour to run.
Did you just kick the ladder as well?
Yeah, I did. I pushed the ladder. It was a single-sided aluminium ladder. I was like, off with you.
I think also, too, on that is that generally plumbers and fridgies are people we work very closely with because we're in the same areas and all those sorts of things. And it can even be as simple as like having the conversation to be like, this is just my personal opinion. Don't know how other people do it, but we always like the plumber to be roughed in before we start ours. And the reason for that is obviously to keep segregation of cabling so that they don't get knocked back. It's just a consideration around that. But speaking to the young plumber apprentice and just making him aware of that if he's like half done a room or like half finished something, is he done, or having that conversation, just educating on it that, hey, mate, you're the one who's actually going to be penalised, not me, because you're going to get a rejection on your plumbing inspection, but it affects both of us. Just like that's just one little example of how you can work in with the young guys and also educate them without coming across as like a big dick wanker sort of thing that you're like, I'm better than you.
Yeah, the old BDW.
Yeah, BDW.
Yeah, got to watch that in your life, right? And so don't underestimate, just sitting down, breaking bread, having a coffee with someone, buying like as a business owner, $4 for a coffee is not very much. Like, make sure you're looking after your apprentices. Buy them a coffee, buy them some lunch, get a little hot chip roll with gravy maybe on the baguette, get a little strip sub combo from Red Rooster, bit of the RR backwards when they rebranded, but they probably shouldn't have, but they did. That kind of stuff. I think it's not called a strip sub combo anymore.
I think they don't.
It's a rooster roll.
We could do a session on how disappointing Red Rooster have become. Shout out to Red Rooster if you want feedback. Crowie and I are pretty happy to give it to you because we were loyal
chips were always
for a
good.
long time. Yeah, like changed to a ripper roll. Then now it's like, oh, it's just too hard. It's bamboozling. And then the bread rolls became too hard. Anyway.
Sometimes the mayo on there was like, it needed its own postcode. There was too much. I'm like, why is there so much? I'm scraping this off with not even a spoon, like the big tablespoon.
Why are my chicken and bread roll gone swimming in mayo?
Is there any chicken on this mayo roll? Oh, man. Anyway, be kind to your apprentices, be kind to people, speak well, and speak often too. Make sure you're communicating. If someone doesn't know what's up, the most common thing for people is just to bottle things up and then you just explode. And that's just not healthy. So speak well, speak often. The 3-month performance reviews, I know I harp on about this, but it's so important to align yourself, like align them with your culture and your expectations. And a lot of times people might not know what's expected of them because you haven't communicated it.
Yeah.
So it's my kind of...
Yeah, I agree. So we'll have a second wrap in a minute, just when I finish up my thoughts.
And then I'll wrap it up after that.
in 2 layers of newspaper. I just think...
Remember the newspaper hot chips behind?
Yeah, so good. So good. I just think it's really important to continually check in because you don't know... a lot of things happen when you're young. Like, you think about it. There's lots of emotions. You have boyfriends, girlfriends. You might lose your license, get your license, get a speeding fine, move into a rental property the first time, share things with people the first time. Lots of experiences happen in that stage of being an apprentice for the first time in someone's life. So the way that, you get a speeding fine of just like, another one, the company can pay for this because I have no more points, as opposed to them, like, it's a real serious thing because they're like, I might lose my job, or like, how do I get to work now? So those sorts of things are often amplified when you're younger. So speak often to them. Can be just a quick phone call. Hey, just seeing how the job's going, man. Like, what's been going on? What are you up to this weekend? How's the family? How's your partner? All those sorts of little bits and pieces. And also just have a quick yarn to the tradies. Not just like, how's Jimmy going? Yeah, good. It's like, nah, mate, how's Jimmy going? Like, grab a coffee for them, have a sit down with them, or catch them quickly in the morning one time somewhere, or pop into site and have a quick chat to them as well. So like, if you speak often about the topics or the subjects that often we find unenjoyable or difficult, or not the normal, I suppose, is probably the easiest way to put it. You'll be able to find a lot more out about them and be able to address issues before they become the big issue.
Love that. So look after people, look after yourself, and look after others, and you will run an excellent business. Happy running the business.